My apologies. My apologies. Another therapy session about to happen in front of all of y'all. I guess I need it. I'm in the middle of watching Star Trek TMP, the motion picture. Turn the volume down. I don't know how much time I got left on this thing. I got 9 minutes, so we're going to be quick on this one. I'll just kind of pause it. I enjoy TMP. I don't know why there's such a disdain for this movie, but one thing you're going to learn is that the internet is very, very hyperbolic, and it's just because that's the way it is. It's always been that way. I've been using the internet for damn near a decade and some change. I'm not some guy who's new to it. I've seen pretty much everything. I know that people just want to stir up crap on the internet all the time. I know that there are just, psychopaths running around there. I know that, people will take a little tiny molehill, turn into a mountain. So a lot of that stuff's going on, especially now that we have instantaneous communication on this internet thing, and it's overwhelming to me. Honestly, I find myself kind of getting way too deep with these things, and I don't need that. I really don't. I don't think it's healthy, and I'm going to make a smarter decision that I know I should make and just kind of quit. I'm not going to look at Facebook every day, Twitter every day. Once a blue. That's all I'm going to do. And I know I hate doing that because I know I'm going to miss something that I want to see, and I'm going to miss it. But I really am getting sick. I'm getting physically, mentally sick going in and getting bombarded by the political spin zone nonsense that's going on. And I really don't like that stuff. I come from a background I'm a 90s kid. And what that means is that we were kind of we knew right from wrong. We knew there was very simple times, We weren't thinking in terms of trying to spin the truth. Maybe that was happening a lot, but no. Generally speaking, people were trying to be religious. People were trying to be teaching their kids right from wrong. You gotta be good to each other. You gotta be nice to each other. You gotta do the right thing. Don't steal. Don't hurt anyone. I was taught that crap. So to see when I go online and people are just having a field day spinning the truth, trying to have a little mini internet war with each other over a little crap. I mean, ultimately, the fact is that it's all kind of is serious because the guy in charge of nukes and has the power to make serious decisions about, worldwide consequences for a lot of big industries and life and death, has an account and is making his own little statements on it. That's like having, back in the day, it would be like having some sort of a dictator or something, and Kim Jong-un having an account and just tweeting randomly on it. That would be something to behold. He doesn't do that because he's not dumb. He's not going to, create this potential for him to make himself look like a fool in front of his people. He's not going to do that. Make sure I don't have enough time here. So I'm a 90s kid, and it is striking. It is kind of off-putting to suddenly go on the internet. I used to think the internet was an innocent place. I could just hang out on it all day, and it wouldn't be. I didn't think of it as seriously. In fact, I was an arrogant son of a bee when I was around 14 something or whatever when I started. I was around 12 when I started using the internet, and then I got into forums. The internet was just something to look at for like Star Wars news to me back then, but I got into forums at 14, and I was a cocky guy. I mean, I had no idea that was like, I didn't know there was like this adult thing versus childhood thing. I thought life was life, but there is a vast chasm of difference between the two. There are people that are really jumping on the I'm an adult bandwagon and trying to ram their opinion down your throat, and you start to realize the fakeness of adulthood. soon as you kind of get into it more and you notice that the world really is run by children. And that's damning. That's a terrible concept. But all of this is run by kids. You know, it's not that you change so dramatically when you get older. You don't. You're either one of those people who has a maturity level built into you that you go into adulthood and you don't act like a dumbass kid anymore, or you don't. That's it. You know, you have your problems. And I definitely understand that concept, having gone through and gone to the jail system for a little bit there. You see how people are in there, and there's no civility no more. There's no, if the dudes locked up in there had it their way, they'd bust out. They'd beat the crap out of every cop. There would be no adult civility and moral uprightness. None of that crap. People are jerks from the core, no matter what age. Age don't mean nothing. It's just there. It's a side factor. People are whoever they are, mentally, physically. That's who they are. So I'm trying to get the hell out. It's like going into, yeah, man. It's dangerous. It's not neat. It's not nice. It's not nice and easy. I definitely know that. I mean, if you have any inkling of my history online at all, I'm definitely a person who understands the massive dangers that are apparent online. I wish it wasn't that way. I used to use the internet just to have fun. It was like, okay, I'm trying to escape reality. I would like to have fun. And of course, the saying that is going around now is that people who wanted to escape reality in the past through the internet are now realizing that they're trying to escape the internet by going back to reality. And I gotta agree with that, and sadly it is true. I can't go online anymore and have a fun time and enjoy it. You go online and it's just, you got videos of people getting killed being posted and stuff like that. Don't do that. Don't put up videos of massive trauma people are going through, and people with massive horrible diseases that I could just turn it off and censor myself away from it. I could, but it does indeed just, it's there all the time, and it's like, the sad thing is that it never stops. There's always, every day people post the same thing. Every day people complain about the same thing. And then, what I've realized? All the stuff that I was so heated about at 14 on the internet, all the Star Wars stuff that I was going on, and we got into some seriously hardcore debates over freaking Star Wars on forums back then. All that stuff that was so serious to me up here, I was like, oh my god, about it. It means nothing now. I sit here today and I don't care about that stuff that meant the world to me back then. I do indeed want to move on. I do indeed want to get going somewhere else, do something else with my life. I'm thinking about a lot of things and doing a lot of things I want to do and go back in time and fix things that happened years ago. I can't care enough to do that. So I really wanted to get to my thoughts on what it was like to be in the 90s and be a 90s kid and watching Family Matters all the time. And my time is really not going to be there for that. So very briefly, before this video goes and finishes, yeah, I was there when Michael Jordan was in his prime and playing basketball, and I really cherish that. I cherish the fact that I was there for that. I didn't think about it too much at the time. I don't think any of us did. That we were witnessing a legend and a phenomenon and all that stuff. We didn't care. Michael Jackson was popping. Michael Jordan was popping. There was all these things that were just gelling back then and being so good. And today, yeah, you do miss it. You miss that sense of, oh, I'm watching this legendary figure climbing mountains and doing these things. And yeah, it was an experience, like a freaking roller coaster. So I wish things were the same. And now the video is going to be over, and I'm going to try and post it. So yeah, that's all I got to say.